Hey, this is Jill Hope here with I Shine Wealth. And I wanted to talk to you for a little bit today about this idea of being truly authentic as you live your life, share your message, run your business, and create your dreams. We're going through some major shifts in consciousness globally. And what we're finding is, at least I personally, myself, as well as a lot of my clients, are noticing that there's just this inner call to be more authentic, to live more authentically. But then there's this question around, well, what does that really look like? Because for a lot of people, it's hard to get in touch with who they really are, because through our conditioning process, we're told how to think, we're taught how to think. And so it makes it difficult to know what thoughts and feelings are yours and what are those that you've adopted from other people, that other people put upon you. And so, ask yourself right now, are you feeling any kind of an internal call to get in touch with your true self? Maybe even more than before. Are you wanting to feel more authentic, to listen more to your inner voice, and to follow your heart, even if what your heart wants isn't convenient or popular? I mean, if you're feeling any of these things right now, I want you to know you are not alone. The way that you step into your power, the way that you find joy and live in your truth is 100% dependent upon connecting with your true, authentic self. To expand into your purpose more fully and live life in a way that is totally you requires a completely different approach than we've been taught. We were taught to follow others, to take clues from other people's success, to follow other people's strategies if you want to live life that is similar to what someone else may have. And yet, who we really need to be following is our own internal compass, our own internal voice. And this is not to say that you don't need other people to teach you skills or coach you to achieve your goals. Personally, I'm rarely without a coach and have been operating this way for over 15 years. However, until you are connected with your true and authentic self, following others will only get you so far, as I sadly found out, and it was the cause of why I struggled for so many years in my business. It wasn't until I got on the path of finding my own true voice, connecting with my needs and desires, and fully accepting and trusting myself that my business, financial situation, and even my relationships improved. And this is a key that many people will gloss over. And yet it has so much power to change literally everything in your life when you can actually embrace it. So today, if you're feeling that urge to make a change in your life, I want to give you 3 questions to ask yourself, to journal on, to reflect on as you tap in and tune into who you really are authentically. So question number 1 is, how often do you ignore your inner yes or your inner no, and instead make choices based on what you think you should do rather than what you really want to do? Now, if you're a mom, this is a tough one, because a lot of times, we want to do something, but we feel that that would be selfish as a mom to do, or we should think of our kids first and never put ourselves even on our own list. But that is not being authentic to you, nor is it teaching your kids how to tune into their authentic voice. So you want to listen to that feeling inside that is a yes, and then you want to honor it and follow it, as well as that feeling inside that's a no. That's one of the first places to start, is to tune into, is this a yes for me or is it a no for me? And then follow that through, follow it up. So think about this idea of, first of all, how often are you ignoring that truth, that yes and that no? And then start recognizing it more and trusting it. Okay, so that's question number 1. The second question to reflect on is, how much clarity do you already have around what you truly desire? And are you actively taking steps to make it your reality right now? What I find with so many people is they lack this level of clarity. They have a vague idea of what they want, but they don't really allow themselves to dream into it enough to actually create a vision, because before they get to that point, they've come up with all the reasons why it's not possible, why they shouldn't, anything that will stop them, fears, how other things will be put at risk if they do that, which all of these things are not true. They're all lies. They're all conditioned ideas that come from other people's minds. And your desires come from your higher purpose, your higher self. So if you really want to live a purposeful life, you've got to listen to those desires. You've got to tune in and really develop clarity around them. Get clear on what they are. Allow yourself the opportunity to dream into and really feel and see your vision. And then once you do that, you need to take steps to create it. Dreaming is not enough. Dreaming something is simply wishing or hoping unless you take steps to make it happen. You cannot create from a place of wishing and hoping only. That's a place to start, but then you've got to back it up with action. We are, yes, spiritual beings, but we're living a physical life. And so that requires that we do physical things, that we take actions in line with our desires. And question number 3 is, what is your higher vision for your life? And what's getting in the way of you doing what it takes to step into it? Now, this is similar to the second question, but it's really developing that full out vision, because you can have desires, but what is the vision that is the foundation for that? How do you really want to live your life? How do you want to feel on a day-to-day basis? How do you want to show up in your life, in your relationships, in your business? What does that look like? And even more importantly, what is stopping you? What are those things, those obstacles, those roadblocks that you see that are getting in the way of you taking any action, of living into that dream? You've got to know what you want to create it, but you've also got to know what is stopping you so that you can overcome those obstacles. It's so important to create clarity around all of this to live the life that you want. And to do that, we really need to be true to ourselves. We need to get in touch with that authentic you that lives inside. You want to listen to her, and you want to honor her, and you want to move forward in accordance with what she desires. And the only way to do that is to ask yourself some hard questions and to start looking more deeply at who this person really is that is you. And I've shared this on many, many of these videos and calls in the past, but at one point in the 15 years that I've been a mompreneur, I literally took a whole year to sit with one question, which is, what does Jill want? And that was very effective at helping me tune into who is my authentic self. What does she desire? What does she love? What does she not love? What does she want to do? How does she want to feel? How does she not want to feel? And so that question alone is what do you want? What do you want is so important. And, it wasn't just like, what do I want in terms of my big vision and, what do I want for my business? But it was as simple as every day-to-day choice. For example, like, what am I going to have for lunch? I would tune into, what do I want? What does my body desire? And you do have to be careful with this one, because sometimes we are not acting from true desires. We're acting from self-sabotage, I guess is how I would say it. And I say this because one time I was talking with my husband about this idea, and he said, well, Jill, if I listened to my body, I'd lay on the couch and drink beer every night. And so, that's true. You got to go deeper. You've got to go deeper. What does your body really crave? What do you really desire? And then allow yourself to have those things. The more you allow yourself to hear those deeper desires and to then step into them on even the littlest scale, the more you can do it for the bigger things. So this is all so important if you want to live an authentic life and really step into and experience a life that feels purposeful, a business that makes an impact, that affects people, that that grows them in their lives and in their abilities to live authentically. So these 3 questions can help you see, where are you stopping yourself from living authentically and true to who you really are? And it can also point you as to where to put your focus so that you can connect more deeply with the true you. So I hope this helps. This has been Jill Hope with I Shine Wealth, and I look forward to being back with another video real soon. Take care. Bye for now.